play hooky on you.
Oh, for county attorney board.
Yeah, to get in there. It's 9 o'clock. You join us for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Well, do I have a motion to approve the minutes of Monday, October 13th, 2025 as written?
I'll move.
Second. Been moved by Peterson, seconded by Barker. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Miscellaneous motions. Motion to authorize the county clerk to advertise and hire for a tax/levy clerk due to an upcoming retirement and an in-office transfer. No new position is being added.
I'll move. I'll second.
Been moved by Avedroth, seconded by McCurry. Any further discussion? Angie said there might be, if she could get someone hired, there might be a short period of overlap there trying to get someone trained. So, any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Motion to approve the legal holidays for Coffee County employees during the calendar year 2026 and New Year's Day 2027. Also move.
I'll second.
Moved by Thompson, seconded by McCurry. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Motion to approve the pay days for Coffee County employees during the calendar year 2026.
I'll move. I'll second.
Been moved by Abendroth and seconded by Peterson. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Excuse me. Motion to authorize and direct the emergency management director to advertise and hire one deputy director / radiological officer due to an upcoming job vacancy.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Moved by McCurry, seconded by Peterson. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. Economic Development Director Jenny Tapman, Heartland Rural Innovators Initiative Program. That's
a mouthful.
description, isn't it? Good morning, Jenny.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
So, let me got all my papers in here. I don't know, did you guys get a draft of the Heartland Rural Innovators Initiative letter?
Yes.
Okay. So really, what this is, and if you guys want it, I've got a short description. This is not a grant, but it's a cohort from CORI, which is the Center on Rural Innovation. They're a national organization. They're partnering with Patterson Foundation. Patterson gave them some money to do this regional technology cohort. They're choosing 5 communities from Missouri and Kansas that are in the Patterson Foundation catchment area. I would like to apply for it for Coffee County. If we got to be part of the cohort, it would be 18 months. They would help us create a technology economy assessment and work on our, for our tech economy. So if we're trying to grow tech businesses, that could be remote workforce, that could be advanced manufacturing, anything in there. They would help us strategize. They would help us create an implementation document. So if we're looking for funding to grow that sector, they would help us with that. And then we'd also get to work with those other communities that were part of the cohort. So I think it would be really great for us. It doesn't cost us any money to apply for it. So that's what I'm looking at.
And they'd be working through you, Jenny?
Yeah, so they'd be working with our office. I've also reached out. I've got support from Flint Hills Tech College, the Coffee County Chamber of Commerce, MT Networks, I think, would be a good partner since they do broadband. Small Business Development Center from Pittsburgh, as well as Coffee County Libraries, City of Burlington, Coffee Health System, and Network Kansas. So I've already reached out to all these guys and said, hey, if we apply, could I have your support? And they all think it's a great idea too. So I was just asking for a letter from the commissioners. If we apply, I think it would be good to show that support as well.
Okay.
So, any questions or anything on that?
So,
Okay.
so I would ask for a motion to authorize and direct the chairman to sign the letter of support for the application submitted by Economic Development to join the Heartland Rural Innovators Initiative cohort.
So moved. I'll second.
Moved by Avondroth, seconded by Peterson. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Motion carries. So, I'll sign this. Do you need a copy of this, or
Yes,
maybe we need to keep a copy of it? Do we-
whatever you guys want to do. I'll just have to attach it to our application. So I appreciate it. I'll let you guys know after we apply if we hear back.
Good luck.
That was an easy one.
Do you want to, everybody's here, Jenny, do you want to go ahead and do your,
Can you do your other
Energy
thing, or do you
project?
need someone else
I
here?
can. No. Let
Since
me-
we're ahead of schedule here, we just, we get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
gotta
guys
get a
don't want
big
to
hot
be
date.
here. You guys want to go get your baked potatoes. Yeah, let me pull up the other stuff on the other side here.
You're gonna be here at 10 though, right? For
Yes.
pie as well.
Yeah, I'm here all day,
Okay.
whenever you guys need me.
Careful.
Okay, let me pull through this other stuff. So, last week, we discussed the county's interest or support for creating new nuclear energy projects, and we'd all seen the announcement from TerraPower and Evergy about looking for a site in Kansas for their new Natrium reactor power plant campus. I still don't know exactly what they call it, but essentially that's with the Natrium reactor technology. So you guys had asked if I could put together a resolution and a letter of interest that we could send out expressing Coffee County's interest in being thought of for site selection. So I put those documents together. Did you guys get the letter and the draft resolution? Those are Sandy. Okay. So I just wanted you guys to look through that, see if that's what you were thinking, if that's what we wanted to put out there. I did also get a couple of questions you may have seen in the news with Lyon County. They've also had some discussions and interest. I think probably there's a lot of counties in Kansas now that are having that discussion since the press release. I did talk to a couple members on the RDA board last week. They said there was a presentation about the project and what that could mean for our region. Just based on conversations with them, you know, they said they're definitely interested in a regional project. They recognize that Coffee County may have a sooner advantage on creating or being a site for that project. I think there would be support for that. They may also be looking at Lyon County long-term as a possible site. They also recognize that there could be multiple sites in Kansas in the next 10 or 15 years that could house some of these smaller projects. So that was, like I said, just a verbal discussion I had. But I definitely think it would be good for us if we're still supportive and we think would be a good location to do the letter and to do the resolution. I also drafted up a press release if we do the resolution and we do the letter, we might want to go ahead and have that ready. As we see that different media outlets may be interested to do this, but we want them to get the information out that we put out.
I think that'd be good, because there's starting to be a lot on TV now.
Yeah.
With Lyon
Yeah.
County,
There
we
is.
need to be at the cutting front of all of that.
Yeah.
So if we could make
They
that
just
connection.
blow our horn
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
too.
And also make sure that we're putting out the information as we want it to be put out to the
Right.
public. So
Right,
Yes.
right. That would be great.
I think the more the better at this point.
Yep.
And Wade, I didn't know if you had a chance to look at the resolution or anything. I'm not, I haven't written a lot of resolutions, so I hope it sounded okay.
It sounded great to me.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing was the area that I didn't have a good answer for, which was
The name of the project?
yeah, so,
I just called it Terra Power and Evergy Natrium Reactor and Energy Storage System Project. That's based on the information I have.
unless you have a catchy phrase,
I don't think they've sometimes they have it like Project Summerscape or something. I haven't seen that they've named it anything
Yeah.
yet, so.
T10.
Project
Right.
Yeah,
That's
ODO.
right.
Yeah.
They need something, don't they, Mark?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I would ask for a motion to approve the form, I touched it and it rolled, so sorry. Motion to approve the formal expression of support for locating the Terra Power / Energy Natrium Reactor Project in Coffee County, Kansas. I'd so move. Moved by Thompson, seconded by McCurry. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And do you need to do that for the letter as well, or
That was for the,
that was just
that was
resolution?
for the letter, and then there will be another motion for the resolution.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought that was the resolution.
That was for the letter of support, and then we'll have one for the resolution.
Okay.
Okay.
Motion to approve resolution number 2025-960, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of Coffee County, Kansas, expressing support for the siting of the Terra Power and Evergy Natrium Reactor Project within Coffee County.
So moved. Second.
Moved by Abendroth and seconded by Peterson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. I guess I didn't ask for more discussion, sorry. I think that we'd already discussed it, so.
And if you guys are good with it, I'll reach out and see where we need to get these letters sent to, with Evergy and Terra Power, and see if there's anywhere else we need on that. Did you guys want to look at the press release at all? It's based off the resolution, or I made copies, just in case you want it. And then I'll obviously update it with date and everything. And that's just based off the letter and the.
I think you're sending it to local media too.
Yes. Yeah, I'll try to send it out
Yeah.
to, I will formally send it to all the news
In
outlets.
a digital form.
We have a contact.
Yes.
Okay.
And Wade, I did kind of put a quote in there, but it's based off the letter from the, so if you look
Okay,
at
very
it, that's
good.
okay.
That's good.
Okay. It always looks good to have that
a lot
in
of
there.
people quote me for a lot of things
So,
that I'm not always aware of.
yeah.
No, that's great, that's great. Just kidding.
The way Dawson said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's based off the letter, you sign the letters. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions on that? Pretty good. I'll let you guys know what I hear back, and then we'll see where we can move forward.
Okay,
Cool. Alright. Thanks.
very good, thank you. Sir, do you have anything for us, or?
Mine's real quick, because I kind of promised you all. I brought a printout of the construction log summary for the SSM, or the airport frontage road, just for your guys' information. You'd asked me to provide
Okay.
what the construction log update. This is through October the 9th. And if you want one. And then the one other update I had was, if you remember last week, I mentioned that our staff was meeting with Ryan on Wednesday, Ryan and Keith, to kind of discuss some of the lingering items on the frontage road project. I have a quick update from that meeting. There had been some concern that possibly the grades of the road were low.
Mhm.
The meeting was able to verify that they're not as low as I think people initially thought. And Kilo's action item is to verify those with field survey this week. So we'll get some more information there, but it appears that the grades are gonna be fine there. Probably the bigger issue is after discussing this with Ryan, if you remember, last week I told you at least it looked like we were headed, KDOT originally said, we're not crazy about the idea of flow going under 75 where it exists today. So we were working on this design for the ditches. In the meeting with Ryan, I think there's a general concern. I guess I'll just say we made an appeal to KDOT at a higher level because the farmer on the west side is concerned. I mean, he is historically saying, and I was out there again this morning, if you just look at the lay of the land, there is water that goes to his pond over on that west side. And the concern is with KDOT holding such a strong position that it will hurt his pond. And so we've made an appeal. We're waiting to hear back from KDOT. We've taken it to a higher level. And so we're still working this situation. We're prepared with the design for the ditching that I described, but we just feel after discussing it here with you all in the county that we need to do everything we can to try to
Protect that side.
protect that side. That may include putting in a additional small culvert just to make sure that they're satisfied with, no raise in their ditch, if I'm making sense. But we're going to keep working that. So I wanted to give you that update in person. I think the meeting was very beneficial just to say, hey, we need to take care of that west side that we believed was the right thing to do in the first place. So we'll see how it proceeds, but I'll keep you posted. That was all I had. I just wanted to give it to you guys because I wanted to keep you abreast of what's going on.
Okay.
Thanks.
Very good, Saban, thank you. Well, send some paperwork around to you guys.
And so I can call and see if Ryan can come early, or I can see if somebody can come early.
That'd be fine, we've done it a while, so Ty's scheduled here.
Okay, I'll call him.
Total bill in there for $75. I was just curious what it was for. If you came to it, okay. No, not that I'm concerned.
I did have one other item. Last week I asked about any thoughts on the change order that Kilo was wanting to put in front of you. If you all have made any decision on that, one way or the other, if you would like them to prepare something formally.
Is that on 20th?
Yes. Where they had proposed to, they had verbally provided us an estimate, but typically, I brought it to you just because I would rather have direction rather than just have them work up a change order. But if you want, I can have them work it up, bring it back to you formally. They're supposed to be asphalting later this week and next week.
Okay.
So, just,
So what are they asphalting, Steve?
what the change order they were asking for was to asphalt. Ryan's concern about connecting to 20th was that we were not making any improvements to 20th. It was remaining a gravel surface road. Kilo has offered with a price to
The 40,000?
for 40,000 to do a 6-inch resurfacing. We feel like the existing road bed is actually firm enough that it can be a nice base. So they do a 6-inch overlay on the road so that connection can be completed to the road. But again, it'll be a decision for you all to make. So.
I don't think we want to talk with Ryan on it, and right now, personally, I'd like to see a wait on that, because we get that opened up to pavement in it, there's gonna be a lot of traffic up and down, people just sightseeing.
I agree. This is a big enough mess already, we need to get this fixed before we go adding more to it.
I'm good with that.
I just, I don't oppose spending any more money on that.
When all the other projects are done and everything, and then we start, the services that we've got out there start producing the material and things like that, maybe we can come back and
Readdress it.
Yeah, I think too, it could be that you wait and see once the SS is operational and
Yes.
you get more activity, then we can look at a project that actually makes those better improvements for
Yeah.
75 and 20 roads.
I went out there last week, and I don't know if you know off the top of your head, but how much lower is that frontage road than 20th Road? Because it has been dropped substantially.
I don't know, but I'll get that verification number this week. That was one of the items we asked them to kilos and verify this week. But, you know,
I mean, it's big. I'd say 5 foot or more
okay.
lower than 20th Road.
Right at that approach.
Yep. And I don't understand it. I don't think we have a set of copies for that phase 2, the engineering. I know we got one for phase 1.
Yeah, I brought them to the road group, so if we need to get plans for you guys, I can do that.
Yeah, it's big,
Okay,
big drop.
I'll get some plans for you guys.
I mean, they're gonna come off at 20th and it's just gonna be straight down
I'll see what we can
Off 20th
confirm.
onto the new frontage road.
I'll get some plans to you and I'll take a look. But they're supposed to verify grades in that this week. But I will hold off on, we won't move forward with any change order then.
Okay.
Brian will be here soon.
Okay. Okay. This file cabinet one.
Well, whenever I change your guys' little calendars, I'm like, even if they have just scratches on there, I was like, I'm gonna file it underneath. Because you never know what they're gonna be looking for the next time.
You can see dots on mine, just tell me away, that's all I'm doing.
And I'm like, I don't know if to write down certain dates for something. I'm like, I'll just say it. There's another way if they don't need it.
I know her right there, so she's a bunch of work with her.
Pretty good.
No. It's really success, I mean, you know, just.
Detroit win yesterday.
They played at home next Friday.
Poke the bear, come on.
Maybe it was a lot.
Commending him
Maybe
on
it's a
his,
lot.
commending him on his time.
Oh,
It's intentional.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Morning.
Hey, who's this one?
Yeah, I can't believe.
We're ready.
Alright.
We're just passing papers, signing papers, so,
Yeah.
yeah. Good morning.
Good morning, how's everybody doing?
Good, good. And before I forget it, I want to tell you how many comments I've had over how smooth Angus
Yes.
Road is.
Oh, thank you.
And, Jacobs Creek Road too.
Yeah.
Lots of comments on that.
All my assistant engineers in Hartford are loving it.
Yeah, no, that's, those projects come out really nice, so,
Yeah,
you know, they get a lot of compliments too, so.
yeah, I don't know if there's, I don't think there's a interstate anywhere, there's not a
Yeah.
smooth road around right now.
Well, I know for the headache the projects can be while they're going on, you know, and it's just,
It's really nice.
the end result's always nice to see.
Yes, it is. It is. So just wanted to comment on that, because many people have asked me to pass that on.
Yeah, appreciate it, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, so I don't believe we have any call-outs, this weekend that I've heard about. We got one motion here. Basically, this is just request proposals for construction engineering services, for the B2 bridge up there on Olivet Road. That's just kind of our next step for this project. Timeline still, I think the state will put this out for bid for construction first of the year, last I heard, but this is just, going for the construction engineering services, portion that we have.
Brian, are you guys checking on that weekly or periodically?
We go through there weekly and, inspect the signage and stuff that's there. Periodically, I have Keith, or we've had Cook Flat come down and run inspections on that, so.
I'm hearing that it's the gap and it's getting a little bit bigger, so.
Okay, well, I know, I was planning on having Keith go through this week when he's here and check that again, but, make sure there's nothing else. You know, hopefully,
We just want it to be safe.
well, that's right, hopefully nobody, it's Harbison's using it, but, I mean, I haven't heard that's the case, but we'll definitely get our eyes on it again.
Okay.
Thank you.
Check that out.
Ask for a motion to approve the road and bridge superintendent to request for proposals for construction engineering services for bridge replacement of Bridge 2 at Links Road 27.8.
So moved. I'll second it.
Been moved by Avondra, seconded by Barker. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you. Just a little discussion on the asphalt project you were just talking about on Angus. So this is just discussion, there won't be no motions needed here, but there was a little change order on that. A total increase of $12,000. Basically the subgrade required some more asphalt. So we used like 500 tons more asphalt on the subgrade. Then on the top coat on the overlay, they were actually come under on that one, so it kind of offset that cost. But so it'll be an increase of $12,000, and total project cost $2,085,111 for that project.
Okay. Okay.
Ryan, on that, I haven't been down it probably for a week or so, where they came back and they had a couple places they had to grind off to smooth it.
Does it-
Are they gonna go back and put something over that? to smooth it
Sometimes you
back?
can, sometimes you don't.
I was just
on them bump grinds where they knock down them high spots.
Yeah.
I mean, we hadn't planned on doing anything there, but, like I say, if it's extensive and you got a big area, sometimes we'll go and reseal that up. But
So it's just the appearance of it.
yeah,
Ground is
that's it.
the
I mean,
difference, right?
yeah, they use the diamond grinders, bump grind them.
Yeah. it's
That were
smooth.
just in riffle
Yeah,
spots that.
Yeah, it's smooth where they repaired it. It's just, so basically what it is it looks white because
Yeah.
they sheared that rock.
Yep.
The chaff that was
Yep.
in that.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
Airport update, I see Saban's here, maybe he was gonna hit on some of this, but, we went over some of the, phase one, some of the redesign on some of the drainage, so we're working through some of that. You know, the state is adamant they don't want any more water on them, so that's kinda what we're working through. You know, we also have some natural drainage that flows to the state. and kind of runs on and feeds some ponds to the west side. So, you know, working with Cook Flat, just making sure that we have the same amount of water that's going to continue to flow like it naturally was before. You know, we don't want any more, we don't want any less. So I know Rick's working on some of that, so hopefully we'll have something fairly soon on that. Phase 2, most of the base rock's done, ready for asphalt. There's still a little bit on the tie-in point at the north end there as we're figuring out on working through some of that and how we're going to leave that up there. So it should be ready for asphalt on most of that. Tying into 20th Road, it's my understanding that to fulfill our obligations for the grant that we have to have a tie-in on the 20th Road. I believe hopefully we can just tie that in with gravel and not, you know, not do the full intersection asphalt right now. I think the idea would be to leave that phase 2 back a couple hundred feet, and that could be gravel up, you know, 150 foot roughly is I think is what we're looking at, and then that would allow us some room for the design when we get, you know, the 20th rebuild and stuff that we'll need there. That would give us some flexibility in designing on that.
150 foot south of the 20th.
Yeah, south of the right of way, roughly. I don't know the exact point, but roughly that's where it's at. Just so we got enough room for a good transition, tying into the new entrance and new road up there.
Mike had a concern that he mentioned to Saban about the amount of drop from 20th Road to this new road that we're building.
Yeah, and I know there was some, it's low some, I don't remember exactly how much it was, but they're working on figuring out exactly where that needs to be. It was going to be a little low, I think. It's got to come up maybe 6/10 is what Cook Flat Inspector Chuck talked like. So, you know, there's still 9 inches of asphalt and there's still and some more base rock on that portion there to come up some. So, but yeah, it's been talked about and addressed. So I know there's a little bit of work to do up there before it's ready for asphalt.
Because the asphalt would be going on to 20th Road also, so that's gonna raise it.
Well, eventually.
I mean, not now, but
Yeah.
eventually, unless you're gonna tear it out and
Drop it.
lower it and then
Yeah,
rebuild it.
and no, and so I think that's something that I believe Cook Flat's kind of coming up with what roughly that elevation point is as we're going to leave that transition stuff in there. So they give us a general idea because we don't have a full design on what, you know,
Yeah.
that road will need to be rebuilt.
Well,
Some right of way acquired, some utilities moved when it comes time to
Right.
working on that
just
road.
so we're back far enough from it so there's room to make that.
No, that's it. To
Yeah,
transition into what
Yeah.
we need.
Yeah, okay.
Brian, do you have a set of prints for phase 2?
I do down at the office.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have Saban, he said he thought you guys had a set, so.
Yeah, no, we do. We do, and I think, well, I thought, yeah, these are them right there, so you guys should have them up here also. Yeah, that's phase 2 right there. So I know a while back, we brought copies of both phases up here.
Thank you.
So you should have those.
Brian, when driving by there this morning, what's with all the backfill in that low area to the north of SSN? Filling in for parking lot there?
I don't have any, I guess I don't know.
Look at it, 'cause there's a lot of backfill in there that I hadn't seen last week when I came down by
Okay.
it. But it's getting into that low area there, that's a natural drainage, so we wanna make sure we don't block that off, because we will have massive amounts of water problems. Did you notice it, Mike? Yeah. And it looks like topsoil that they're filling in there, and just from what we discussed in the past, it looks like that area where they were wanting to put a parking lot.
Okay. That's my update on that. Let's see, so last week I was off, I know there's some discussion on that change order for the asphalt around here. So that original contract price on that work was $74,000. And so there's an increase of $42,000, and basically that was just because of the subgrade stuff that we come up with. I know the initial estimates on the west was not to exceed $35,000 increase, and not to exceed $40,000 increase on the west side. You know, we provided the base rock for all that, and trucks, for hauling off some material, so we really kept the cost down quite a bit. So it was a total increase of $42,000, for that overall project.
Was it to be, cost shared with the school or?
And the school, yeah, so the school's portion on what their portion is $12,646.80, and that's for the 10-foot strip or whatever, belongs in between over there. So once I know you guys finalized that, change order there, so we'll, get that paid and go ahead and send something to the school for the reimbursement portion on that.
How much was the school's ring?
$12,646.80. Next, I would like to request a 20-minute executive session for the board, myself, Wade, for non-elected personnel and job performance.
Okay, a motion to enter into executive session for 20 minutes to include each of the commissioners, Wade Bowie, and Road and Bridge Superintendent Ryan Durst to discuss personnel matters of non-elected personnel related to job performance under the Kansas Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4319B1.
So moved. I'll second.
I don't know who the first was. Avendroth moved, McCurry seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Guess we will go in at 9:39.
That's on the details.
I was just curious. That's fine. Well, I guess no action taken in the previous executive session.
Alright, last discussion point I had is just, the salary chart. You know, we've discussed this a couple times. I believe the last time I discussed it with you, you agreed to go back with department head meeting, and we'll talk about it. We come back and present something. You know, prior to 2021, we had a 6-step system that took 8 or 10 years to top out on. After we went through the process of the salary study and some changes there, after 2021, we went to the current system that we have, which is a 22-step system. You know, through discussion, I think it might be a little long. Department head meeting, we mostly agreed that a 15-step, which is actually what the originally proposed was back in 21, is more in line.
That was their recommendation.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's what we would like to see. So that's the update I have on that. That's what I'd like to say is just, it needs looked at and changed, so.
I think more in the process, you guys got the handouts from the study thing, that's a priority, looking at and getting that study filled back out, and this could go along with that too, Ryan.
Okay.
So I think.
And I think that would help a lot if we could narrow that down a little
Yes,
bit,
yes.
from a 22-step to a whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a long time
That's a
for
long
somebody
time
to
for-
wait.
Yeah.
And I, you know, some of the argument the other way was, well, you don't get any raises in. Well, I think I'd rather be at my top at 15 than 22 years. I mean, you're still gonna get your longevity money and,
And COLA.
you know,
Right.
COLA and those things. So I think 22 is too long. That's my thought.
So, do you think it could be something that, we could work on that new chart, and then, like, by the first of the year, we kinda have that in place, then have it come effective? You know, that would be a good time for it to become effective. I don't know how that plays in if you're looking at other things that's in there, but,
I'd like to see if we do anything, I'd like to see if we're going to do a step change, have it set at the first of the year, so that way everybody knows what's going on
I
from
think
then
that's
on.
a good idea,
Yeah.
Steve.
It's again, I just think that 22 step is way too long. I think it causes problems, and yes, once you top out, but you topped out at your range, and you're still going to get longevity. And I think that's designed, every 3 years it moves up $300, something like that. And,
Yeah.
and then COLA's involved also, so it's not like the folks aren't going to get some
Right.
compensation for it.
Then maybe they take a different position.
Maybe a
If there's-
different position
If there's
within that.
room on the ladder for
Yeah.
that, for them, you know, that's, I'd be in favor of that.
That's all I have this week.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
Have a good week.
Appreciate it. Well, I guess, Trust Point Representative Ty Coons, 405 Neosho Street. Good morning.
Morning. Jenny and I went and looked at the building last week. I emailed her, she sent to you some net sheets. I have copies for everyone if you want me to pass them out.
What is it?
What the email was and
Oh,
then
yeah.
the net sheets. So the back page is potential net statements for 2 different potential contract prices. My recommendation was we list, it's on there, list at 175.
Well, I wasn't sure, that's where I'd asked you, if we start talking about like what we wanna list it at, does that need to be an executive session, or do you guys wanna talk about it here?
Well, I don't know. Is it an issue talking about what we want to list it at? I mean, our reserve would be, in my mind, would be the thing that
Well,
we might want to discuss.
so you list it for whatever's recommended, and then, let's say, somebody put a bid in, then the negotiation is what would occur behind the scenes. That's,
Right. That was my thought, but I don't think this is a secret.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I mean,
That's fine.
not if I was selling it, it wouldn't be. That's your asking price, you
Right,
know.
and we're
Bank knows
discussing,
counter.
yeah.
we're discussing
You
possibly
can always
listing
count
it, not
Oh,
just
right,
an
right.
option. Correct.
That's what happened at,
Waverly.
Waverly.
Yeah,
Right.
Sunset.
Cool. Okay, sorry, Kat, I just wanted to make sure you heard it.
So on the second page, there's estimated fees with 2 different contract prices. Didn't know if there's any questions on those.
What percent is that figured, broker's fees?
3% on the listing side and 3% on the buying side. The buying side is negotiable with the contract. That's just an estimate of what to expect.
So you got 6%
Mhm.
total?
Well, we can't legally say we're paying 6%. The listing side is set at 3%. The buying side is negotiable when they present an offer. That scenario is 6%, yes.
So if somebody makes an offer with 0 buyer's premium, then what happens?
Then I'll do a net sheet for any offer we get. So if they don't want they want 0%, that's fine. It hasn't happened, but it can.
Okay. That's just something, and I've never been involved in any sale like this, just
Everything
typical
changed
real
2 years
estate,
ago.
they don't do that.
Everything changed 2 years ago for real estate. We can't agree to the buying side commission ahead of time. We can only agree to the listing side.
Okay.
We can tell you what to expect and what we're anticipating, but we can't agree to that ahead of time.
And this will go like into the Kansas City area, and I mean, it's a wide.
There are 2 agents at Trust Point that are a part of Kansas City and Sunflower. And Sunflower is Topeka, Osage, Lyon County, all that.
Uh-huh.
So we'll do it on both.
Okay.
So all those buyers, agents can come from any area of Kansas,
Everywhere.
but it'll go in front of everyone's face.
Okay.
that's a part of either of those MLSs.
That's what I thought you said, was it last week or the week before?
Yeah, last week, yeah.
Last week, yeah.
Okay, on your sheet here, you've got a few things, look like nothing major needs taken care of.
Yes.
Just some cleaning and some ceiling tiles.
Yes. Jimmy thought that we could have it cleaned up sometime this week.
Yeah, I think I may be able to go over there this afternoon. There's just some still like construction dust up in the front part of the building. In the apartment, it's a little musty, so I'm gonna try to get like a dehumidifier over there.
Okay.
And then, talked with Mike, there's some ceiling tiles from where there was previous water damage, so we may just wanna replace those. So there's no question if somebody's walking through that, why is there, looks like there's water there, but.
Yeah, there's some stained ones in there, and I talked to Jenny about getting with her, just replacing them, making them new. And they were from the previous water leaks, so
And these are something that
we can.
they were done, I mean, they were done in a remodel, so it's something that's available, I guess, is what I'm asking.
Yep, easy fix.
The apartment
That'd be good,
just needs
yeah.
a dehumidifier running. The apartment's not in bad shape. It would be fairly easy to rent out to whoever purchased it, or the buyer could live there also. We just need a dehumidifier going back there because it's very musty.
Just because it's been closed up.
Yeah, it's been closed
We
up.
opened some windows and aerated.
Mhm.
So that was nothing major needs done. Also, we need to know if we want to sell it as is or wait to see what the offer comes in at. There's a potential to counter back as is.
I would think as is, we put so much money into this place.
Yeah,
I'd pay for that.
I would too. We've got a good roof on it right now. The funny's breakers fixed. I'd go with as is.
I would
And then-
support these ceiling tiles, though.
Oh, yeah.
Cost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be a pretty easy fix as far as the tile.
Couple $100,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I just circulated, it's just a draft of the notice for public hearing, because you have to have that under the resolution, so it's not final. And for this, you'd want to have a date where you could potentially have a public hearing. That doesn't mean that it would be finalized. Let's say, I don't know, if this is the route you want to go, and there's an offer. Let's say you sign the listing agreement by the end of the week, or next week for that matter. You still have to have your publication of this notice, and it has to be 2 separate times. So hypothetically, first week in December, you have the public meeting, but you don't have anything finalized. You could at least have a hearing to get an update, and then continue to move on, but just
But it could still be listed sooner than
Sure.
that, correct?
You can list it, and you can go through the negotiation process. So if sunset is an indicator of what may happen, you only had one bid, and that was a sealed bid, and then you negotiated behind the scenes for 3 weeks to a month, if I remember right. And then at the very end, everything was disclosed, but while you're negotiating back and forth, because there were some fine details that, one, encountered by the county, two, then some internal issues that needed to be addressed regarding some wants versus needs of the potential buyer, regarding, in that instance, it was a generator, and then the final agreement. So you had to have multiple meetings to discuss that. Instead of the one bid, then if you would have disclosed that in the beginning and things fell apart, then somebody would have a competitive advantage over the county, which is what you don't want. So we just want to fine tune this and make sure this notice accurately describes what you're doing, the reason why, which your mode and method of sale, it includes the commission, the price, and then you'd have a public hearing on whatever day you choose to at least either finalize, because you have a contract, which means that if there's an offer in the interim, then that can be brought before you. You can go in to an executive session to review it, discuss it, see if those terms meet your, because someone may provide an offer and it may be at the listing price, below the listing price. It may have some conditions that they want to include, like they want new water heaters or something like that, and you need to have the ability to discuss that and not do it in an open session if you don't want to, so that for another potential buyer who's looking and they say, oh, well, these are the things they've already talked about, we're gonna come in and lowball.
Right.
So it's not, and I'm doing this for the public too, it's not that you have anything to hide that you are selling real estate and you wanna have, maximize the potential for the county, knowing that, and the citizens of the county, knowing that, you know, you're already listing it for less than what you have in overall, with all the improvements and everything, but you already knew that was gonna happen.
First Monday is December 1st. We wanna, some favor of doing that, get the ball rolling.
Yeah. Do you need a motion for that, or?
Well, I need to clean this up. I need to make sure, let Ty take a look, make sure the term, what I have included actually is what it should be. And then it can come back next week. You still have time to publish in November.
So would I need a line to sign this, or just
No.
you guys? Okay.
But we need to have the motion for next week. I'll bring it back next week. You can take a look. I need to double check and have the legal descriptions verified to make sure they're accurate, because in what I have here, there's already an issue that I see in track 1 with where I pulled this from is actually something that's filed with the Register of Deeds, and it says north 8, but then it says 80, and I'm not sure you can have, it's one or the other. So
Yeah.
I want to make sure that's right.
Right. Yeah, that's inconsistent with those two.
Yeah.
You go over with Ty and.
This probably isn't a big deal, but on that worksheet, it just says 405 Neosho shows instead of 405 and 407.
That's how I pulled it from the county, so, the deed would supersede any legal paperwork.
Oh, not a big deal.
I can do 405 dash and 407.
Doesn't matter to me, I just didn't know if it made a difference or not.
Yeah.
So in the records, on the quick reference ID, the 4604, it has both building 1 and building 2 sort of included within.
Okay.
And that's, I looked at that this morning, but in the deed paperwork, it has it listed as track 1, track 2, and then it references 405 and 407. I'm not sure how it needs to be put in there, but.
For MLS, we need just one,
Okay.
and we can cross-reference the other. So we don't have 2 addresses floating out there and getting conflicting info.
So you can take this, take a look at, it's just a draft.
Okay.
But that's sort of what's required here, to put legal notice out that the county is planning on disposing of it.
Okay.
What do we need to do to make the ceiling tile deal, put into motion? Can we take care of that?
Want me to work on it, and I'll make sure to get with Mike and see what we need to get done. Pull that out of our budget.
Try to keep everything we move, every bump we get out of the road is.
I'll go down and watch Jenny fix them, so it's not a problem.
Get up on a ladder. I'll give it a good try. I've got a broom down there, so I still got some sweeping to do, but.
Well, you might be able to get them down now, putting them back up with a broom handle might be a little harder.
Oh, and, Midwest Home Washing is gonna come over this afternoon and clean the windows, AKA that's my husband's business, so.
Okay.
They're very dusty. He has all the commercial stuff to clean them, so.
Very good, we appreciate that.
So my recommendation for today is to put this back on the agenda for next week to finalize the notice, and then
Okay.
I'm sure there's gonna be a listing agreement that will need to be reviewed and signed. And I guess the final thing you'll need for today is, are you okay with the listing price that has been recommended? Because that's what will need to be put in the listing agreement.
We've asked her for her opinion, and that's what we got. I guess I'm good with that.
Yeah. Somebody writes a check.
Yeah.
So those two things, the notice and the listing agreement to be reviewed next week. And
Great.
All right. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Well, thank you both for all of you for your help. Appreciate it. Okay. Well, wonder if Amelia's available.
I can call him. Do you guys need me for anything else right now?
Not that I see on the list here.
All right.
Thanks, Jenny.
Call me up if you do need anything.
I'll get ahold of you later.
All right.
Thank you.
Have to put the tile up.
looking at putting a bid in on it, opening up a restaurant.
Just what I need to do. Are you gonna be the chef or?
If you have an air fryer.
We wanna take a break?
We want to.
Okay. Yes, sir. Well, I guess we'll take a break and come back at 10:29.
And Amelia is gonna come up early.
Okay. Okay, great. There we are. A great keeper of the switch. Flip the song. We are back. So the next thing here is Health Department Administrator Amelia Marchant, Executive Session, non-elected, elected personnel, internal job description review. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, the first question is, how long do we need? Amelia?
I think start with 20 minutes maybe,
Okay.
since we overshot last week.
Okay. Okay. I'd ask for a motion to enter into executive session for 20 minutes to include each of the commissioners, County Councilor Wade Bowie, and Health Department Administrator Amelia Marchant to discuss personnel matters of non-elected personnel related to internal job description review under the Kansas Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4319B1.
I'll make that motion.
Curry's made motion, Barker has seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. We will go in at 10:32.
You get you into those zip things and put them in your door loops.
Do that, a lanyard around my neck.
Okay, no action taken in the previous executive session. So, you have something for us, sir?
I did, if you don't mind, I anticipated getting on with Ryan when he was
Thank you, Amelia.
doing his,
Thank you.
but I understand it went a little early, and so
Yes,
we printed out some documents for you. We have the pay application from Kill Construction for the second pay application. And the last time we did the first one, we wanted to present that to you. You asked for the estimated cash disbursement so we could document what the county's share was. And so I'd given that to Angie last week, and we just anticipated getting on. So we would need does everybody have?
Oh, sorry, I can get more.
Yes.
It will take a second once you see this, so we can approve the pay application.
You work in Lyon County.
I do. Mostly, it's mostly community development block grant work. That's where we sort of made our bones. Did you have a question specifically? We've represented rural water districts for community development block grant, funds to offset the water infrastructure.
With, here in Coffee County, we had a superintendent for 243 come in and was needing upfront money, and we talked that we were gonna need that. And we helped them out for our, architectural firms and everything. Can you explain a little bit more to us?
I can, go ahead and say.
Yeah, that would be great.
The 243 is, you're talking about the Lebo Waverly
Yes.
daycare.
Yes.
So we have, they were granted, I think it was almost
683 or something.
yes, for the daycare, and we had a letter of commitment from them. I can tell you exactly how much it was.
But they needed money for architectural firms before they could use that money, as they explained to us.
So, that's correct. So when we do it, when we see this estimated cash disbursement, we budget money for construction on one column and then professional fees on another, so that they can go and hire any architect they want. They have to go through the procurement procedures. And so they have about, did he say about $45,000 in architectural design fees that they're gonna need to pay before we draw down money from CDBG for construction?
There was a fee that he said they had to have, but they didn't ask for all of it from us.
I think what he's thinking, it's Dustin Wilson, right?
Right.
And so he's a new superintendent, and what they had the money, I think they had in CDs or it's some money in deposit card.
No, go ahead, I'm sorry, I didn't.
I think that as a new superintendent, he's looking to see some local partners to help fund the daycare, because he believes that the daycare is going to serve the county, county-wide, and that maybe there's some other funding sources for them to make up that cost, where the previous superintendent was going to use money that they had in reserves.
I think that wasn't that the concern of him, that if he pulled it out of the reserves,
Yes.
that it wouldn't, that it would deplete his.
Deplete his fund.
Deplete his fund.
And had fund problems.
Right.
So.
The money was there, and the school district gave us a letter of financial commitment to prove to the state that the money was there to pay for it. And then they have, the new superintendent came in and said, well, wait a minute, I think the responsibility is obviously going to be on the school district to fund the operation of it forever, while the other entities around the county are going to be able to benefit from it in some way. I think that's the argument that he's making, kind of looking for more funding partners instead of pulling it from his reserve.
Him and Dr. Beach did a good presentation, but when you presented to us, we were no financial obligation.
That's right, there was.
And then with him coming on board and being our new superintendent, he's getting his eyes opened up a little bit, so. But I think when they left here and I spoke with him afterwards, he was very happy with what we did as a commission.
And I think he was trying to protect his funding that he had in place for possibly
A rainy day.
a rainy day, yeah, that is the way I.
That's how
But to Todd's point, yes, originally, we had no skin in the game at all.
No, and that financial commitment letter came straight from the
Right.
superintendent, the previous superintendent. Okay. So this time around, I've presented you with the request for payment and estimated cash disbursement here, so you could see. Last time we were talking about what the county's commitment is every time we do a draw. So basically, we're going to take the access road construction there. We have a pay application that is also in your stack there. We're going to ask CDBG for $81,551.99, and the county's going to match in that construction draw $36,417.40. And that's the estimated cash disbursement there, kind of shows you where we are to date, and then what available balance we have for the construction as far as the budget goes. The third page is the pay application number 2. It shows the quantities of the work for this pay app, and this pay app amount due this estimate is $117,969.39. And then we have 2 change orders that need to be approved and signed. So you remember that we had a large change order that we petitioned the Department of Commerce to allow us to make. It was a $722,000 change order for phase number 2. But these change orders are quantity change orders, and one for calendar days to add the length of time. Those sort of small field change order decisions are usually done out there, the engineers out there and the contractor. I believe the second one is for some piping, additional quantities. So if it's a $6,600 change order field decision, they're going to make that out there and come here for us. And then the other one's just for calendar days.
So do you know anything about this culvert pipe? Is this the other one they put beside the 24-inch one that we deemed was too small?
So are you talking there's 42 linear feet of culvert pipe, 24-inch there? Is that what you're saying? It's too small?
Yeah, it doesn't give me a description of what it is. Change order number 1.
Oh, no, it would be in the next page. The last page of that, I think, is the change order.
Oh, yes, here it is. 24-inch.
Mike, are you saying that's incorrect? 24-inch culvert pipe is too small?
Well, I know in the original there was only one 24-inch culvert in the design, and it was determined that there was 2 of them should have been placed. Is that right?
This would be for the additional one then, if it's the change order. So the other one was in the plans, this is the additional one.
Okay, that was my question.
Yep, okay, I see what you're saying, yeah.
It says additional quantities.
And it's installed, you know?
I do not know
Okay.
if it is actually installed, but here on the, yes, it would appear that on the pay application, the quantity is listed there. The additional change order number 4 is on that pay application. And it has shown installed, and they're asking for payment for it.
We've had some discussion, and we think there were some problems engineering-wise, that this grant may not need to pay for everything, because some of it should go back on the engineering firm. You might talk with Ryan on that,
I will.
because we've had them here and talked, and there's been a lot of discussion that's went back and forth on the designing of that road, where we felt it wasn't correct. I don't know how better to say it, but the entire commission felt that way. So maybe you need to get, now, we've had Kilo in here, we've had engineers in here, we've had Ryan being a part of that, we've had discussions about subcontractors also. So it's not all rainbows and stars, is what's going on there. So you might want to kind of see what's going on there and see if maybe some of these costs can be brought down because of design issues that were not right.
Okay, are we discussing potentially making a claim against this?
I don't know, but maybe you might maybe want to be brought up today. And I may be speaking off base here, but we've had discussions over things. And Ryan would be one to talk from our side that's been helping us with it.
Okay. I have been speaking with Ryan regularly, and I am aware of some of the discussions that happened, but not that one. And so I will call him for
Call
sure.
him and talk with him, and I may be off base on that, and maybe solely ours, but I do know that we kind of agreed to disagree on some things.
Okay, I'll be happy to make that call and see where we are.
So Garrett, I don't know if you know anything about this, but Saban gave this to us today, and says special note, since July 22nd, 2025, Phase 1 has been shut down by KDOT. Is that where we're at on it? Are we stuck?
I didn't see him working out there today, and I came last week to get some interviews with the guys out there on the site, as I usually do, and I didn't see him there. I wasn't aware that they had stopped construction, but last time I was here, we were discussing this drainage issue.
That was phase one, correct?
Yeah, Phase 1. It's on that paper you gave us.
Right. I took it until the water issue going to the west was satisfied.
Resolved.
Yeah,
Correct.
and maybe I'm wrong, but
It says here on our progress, September 7th, excavating for 2 to 24 inch, so maybe that's done. That was the pipe you were asking about.
oh yeah, right here, yeah, we could September 7th.
Yeah, and it says right there on week of July 21, KDOT inspector was on site July 22nd. Stopped work encroachment in the state right away at this point until certain information is sent to district engineer and approved. Still waiting on permit to date.
That doesn't surprise me, that they would be running some designs through KDOT and they're waiting on those to be.
But it kind of goes back to what Todd said, that should have been done preliminarily. Here we're into this, it should have been taken care of the permitting before work was even started on it.
They were doing work before it was permitted.
We'll have to get into that. I mean, I can make that, I can deliver a message, you know, as far as the engineers goes, I'm not one of those
No, I'm
engineers.
sure.
And we typically, as far as the grant, don't file those permits, but
Correct.
if this is an issue, I'm happy to have that conversation. I can come back and we can talk about it together if you want to, see where we're at.
Like I said, this was given us to today, so I'm just, a lot of uncertainty up there. So this payment request from Kilo, is it for phase 1 or phase 2, or is it combined together, or is it just?
It's definitely combined together.
So the $7,300 for the 24-inch pipe, I assume that's just the pipe, or is that labor and install and everything, or?
It is everything. So they don't typically,
Beyond pretty impressive.
Oh, installed both for 24, excavated for 2, and then we did the first phase installed for 21. Rained out during the covering of the school pipe.
Added pipe at Crawford County request, yeah.
the pay application there, you can kind of see how they do their pay apps, where they have the columns there, dollars complete to date, where they have units, unit price, completed to date, and then what they've had previous. And so in that previous amount, you can see what they still have to bill for. So I take that back, Mike. Once you take a look at that change order number 2, that was the large change order. Some of those are in there and some of those are not. So they haven't billed for it all, but you can see what they billed for.
Is this on the pipe?
Oh, no. That's on the, do you mind if I have? It's on this one here.
Oh, okay.
Do you want these as well, Derek?
Say, cause on the coster for that 24-inch pipe, it looks like they still have a 10% retainer. They're not asking for yet?
We do that for everything. Until they're done with the project, we hold 10% on every piece of their work. Or we ask to do that anyway. It's just it's standard retainage.
Yeah, I see it listed there on line item 9 and 10 under change order 2.
On that change order too, it looks like the only thing they really haven't started billing for is the surface asphalt. Erosion control of mulch.
Do you want to pay this, put questions up in the air, or do you want to investigate this further, or?
No, I would pay it. It's been presented by the construction company, it's been approved by the engineer, which means the work has actually been completed out there. This Charles Sullivan is the CFS's representative, so it would be very uncustomary for them to sign off on work that had not been completed. They are our field representative.
Okay. We're not, like I said, what you're doing or anything, but we just feel that some of the work, or I personally feel some of the work has been subpar. And it's not on Kilo's behalf.
That's okay, don't apologize. That's what I'm here for, to help and hear and make sure that this project is audible when we finish it. So if we need to get into the...
We've got water standing over it.
Right.
Rains and pouring over, and we just feel that that's gonna be detrimental with time.
Yeah, hopefully that's gonna be alleviated.
But at our expense, or is CFS gonna step in and help? Because it was an engineering problem. Their engineering developed to sit here and told us that he made a mistake. So is the fixing of this problem gonna be all upon the county and your grant? Or is CFS going to help alleviate this cost of redoing it?
The only problem is that this is going to be in addition to the cost that we've committed to and the grant as well. I don't think that it's not getting any cheaper.
Right.
So this is in addition to where we are, and if we need additional change orders to make corrections. And so, but we haven't been able to quantify what that's exactly going to be, right? Because we're waiting for KDOT to respond.
Right.
Waiting for KDOT, we're waiting for re-engineering.
But as far as this is work that's been done to date.
That's right, it's
Right.
completed work
Right.
that's actually been
Yeah.
done and completed. I mean, fundamentally, we would be obligated to pay them for the work that they have done that's been approved. Moving forward,
I just hope it's not something we have to tear out and repay again.
That's,
Well, but with Ryan involved, I don't think that's gonna,
well, he's in a tough position too. We're asking him to come in here and
yeah,
Stand up for what's
play,
been done.
Yeah.
play
yeah.
referee or
Yeah.
try to fix the issue, examine the issue, try not to overstep his bounds. He's in a tough position,
He is.
I feel.
Yep.
Please do some research into that, and I'm all right with giving Kilo pay for what they've done and going from there, but just so we have everybody on there, because this is just becoming kind of not good business somehow with them doing something like that and their engineer telling us it wasn't right, and then we're gonna end up, your grant's gonna end up getting stuck with the money to pay for it, when it wasn't completely done right
Maybe
the
there won't
first
be any
time.
more money from the grant.
we have the maximum that we're allowable, which is $750,000. So we're gonna get that, but I think we're at, I usually keep a sheet here, but I think I put it in a folder. I think we're at 1.6 for everything, right about that, 1.643 in my head. I'm thinking we're right there, and so
So it's gonna fall back on the county then?
absolutely any additional expenses that we incur will be local expenses, and so there's no way to go back to the state.
Right.
We've already maxed their funding out.
I understand.
We haven't drawn it all down yet, but we will.
Yeah,
Right, right, yeah.
And so if there's gonna be that, I think we would wanna know as soon as possible. If you don't mind, I will get with Ryan.
Sure.
And if we need to come to some sort of, I guess you would say, planning session, that would be, I
A
think,
work session?
work session, and we would want that to happen sooner than later, for sure.
Agreed.
Until the state comes back with their demands or determination.
Well, hopefully they'll be acceptable with at least taking what water was coming that way before.
Right.
I mean, the problem is, didn't have permitting done ahead of time,
Right.
in my opinion. Could have been resolved then.
But from what Saban had shared with us, they were denied by KDHE, but they went over whoever denied it at KDHE to a higher level to appeal that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which it makes
yeah.
sense in my
That's
mind that, you know, I don't know who's the king of the castle, but you shouldn't be able to change existing water flow. That person downstream has water rights. I mean, I'm questioning how they can, state has the power to do it maybe, but, you know, this person below shouldn't be deprived of that water that they were previously getting. That would be my thought.
I said KDHE, I meant KDOT, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's either one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere up there.
Eventually, it's both of them.
So what do you think, guys? Are we ready for these motions, or we got more to discuss? Sir. Okay. Motion to approve pay application number 2 from Kilo Construction Incorporated in the amount of $117,969.39 for Project Airport Access Road, and to authorize and direct the chairman to sign the same.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Moved by McCurry, seconded by Barker. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Motion to authorize and direct the chairman to sign change order number 3 from Kilo Construction Incorporated for Project Airport Access Road dated 8/19/2025 for 160 calendar days for Phase 2.
So what does this do? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was kind of my question too.
Is this extended because of the rain days or what?
Rain, and then also the initial
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
the initial contract had a number of calendar days to complete phase one. We changed that phase two into it, so they
Okay.
needed some additional calendar days to finish.
Okay, for phase two.
And I believe it's set to close up by the end of the year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, December 31st.
Okay.
Is that 160 calendar days total now?
It is, it will be, yeah, not an additional 160. I think it was 120 is where they were.
Okay. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Moved by Thompson, seconded by Peterson. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Motion to authorize and direct the chairman to sign the change order number 4 from Kilo Construction Incorporated for Project Airport Access Road dated 9/4/2025 for 24-inch CRP-RCP CL3 and 24-inch FES in the amount of $6,608.07.
I'll move. I'll second.
Moved by Amidroth, seconded by McCurry. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
I'll call Ryan, and then we're gonna get Saban and his guys on the phone.
Okay.
We just have.
You think we should have a work session, maybe?
Just do it on the
Yeah, it's typically NG and.
Well,
Let's,
yeah, I don't have enough
I don't
information.
have enough, we need to get the state, we need to see where the state stands on this first, and then,
Maybe that would be the hurdle
And then,
first and see what they're gonna do.
Just have Wade sign the
I
change
think
orders.
Change orders.
Nice thing, maybe
Pay application.
Ryan might
And
need
then
some
scan it.
muscle as a
Yep, I do
commissioner
that.
to help him along. If there is a work session.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, every week it's always something, it seems like.
I mean, we could do it here, next Monday or the Monday after. Let them kind of put their presentation together. And
Did you go by there today?
I drove by there.
Did you see anybody work?
There were some trucks out there, looked like there was a grader, and looked like there was a long, 18-wheeler out there, looked like moving dirt or doing something. So they did have trucks out there. Looked like they had the base in, put all the gravel on it. Looks like it's ready.
Yeah, that's on the second phase.
Yeah.
I figured they come, oh, go ahead, Rick.
I might suggest you have a meeting that is not here to begin with, because I don't want, if things turn sideways or there's fingers pointed, I'm not sure that's fair to do in an open session
Yeah.
like this.
Right.
So I would encourage that initial meeting, and I'm not saying that is what's gonna happen, but I'm not saying it isn't either, I don't know. If, in all fairness to everybody involved, have a meeting outside of here. You wanna include a commissioner, Ryan, and whoever else you feel needed, then you can have maybe a debrief and a final update in an open meeting. Cause there's quite a bit of moving parts here. That would be my opinion. So if you want to designate a commissioner who you feel like should be that point of contact,
One or two or whatever.
I just suggest
You
one.
comfortable with that?
Yeah.
You would be? If we, Todd, you know,
I would be, he knows more about the technical part of it, I'm more about on the fiscal side of it, like.
yeah.
When you pay for something, you expect to work for it.
You'd like me to initiate that?
Please.
Yeah.
I will do.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Can I do anything else for you, Dave?
Believe so.
Thank you.
You're not the
Thank you.
brunt of it. Hope you don't feel like you're being,
Of course not, of course not, I do not. We typically don't have a lot of problems like this, so we need to get it done. We need to prove to the state that we can complete the project that we said, that we plan to complete, so let's
right,
do
that's
it.
it, right.
I'd rather them be done the first time instead of any redo. Redo costs everybody.
I would agree with that.
And it needs to be done right the first time, so if it takes a couple of days to figure it out, then that's what needs to happen.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it. Well, I guess that's the end of the agenda, are we? Sorry.
We had more on the agenda even than we had on the agenda.
That's right, that's right.
We did.
We good? Start with roundtable, sir?
I need to request a 20-minute executive session.
Goes the potato farm.
Under attorney-client, this is going to be to provide legal advice regarding the beneficial land use application response by the county. That will include the board, myself, and outside counsel who I've brought on board by the name of David Traster, Traster, by phone.
You type me up something to say, because you know more about what I'd already say than I do.
You got pretty wordy there. Let's find it.
Yeah, there's a word in there somewhere.
Have you been told that before? Wasn't the kid very wordy?
Actually, quite a bit.
Pretty wordy.
There is lots of words in your business, literally.
Bunch of words I don't even know what they mean.
But they look good on paper.
People say them, and that makes it so.
If you pull out a Black's Law Dictionary and just close your eyes, look at the page and do this, there's words that none of us will know. The challenge will be trying to use it or incorporate one of those words in a sentence with family, friends, commissioners.
I may imagine.
Do you want to take a Zoom, Mom?
David.
It's up to you. Want to take the elevator? Let's go take it.
Okay.
I'll be doing home, I'll walk.
You'll want to include the Traster.
Isn't it Traster?
Yes, but that he's an attorney as well.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's what he said.
It's legal advice regarding county response to beneficial land use application in the county.
And what?
In the county.
That's okay with.
I think it covers
I can tweak it when you guys are in there.
Okay.
KSA number is gonna be different.
B2.
Okay. Give that a try. Motion to enter into executive session for 20 minutes to include each of the commissioners, County Councilor Wade Bowie II, and Attorney David Traster by phone for attorney-client privilege-related legal advice regarding county response to beneficial land use application. In the county, under the Kansas Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4319B2.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
McCurry has moved, Parker has seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. We want to do that in here or across the hall?
I'll go across the hall.
Okay. We will enter in at 11:31.
Super with the switch.
Okay, well, we're back in session, but we're gonna re-enter for the previous reasons for another 10 minutes, and we'll go in at 11:53
Okay, I'll make that motion.
for another 10 minutes.
I'll second it.
Moved by Peterson, seconded by Barker. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Contact. I guess no action taken in the previous executive session, is that correct, Mr. Bowie?
No action taken.
Okay. So. you
Next
gonna-
thing I have, I'm gonna hand around two originals. This is the lease agreement for the north property. And Bart Massey had emailed me, and he had sent a signed copy. And what I was waiting for was, I thought he was gonna drop off the original with the original signatures. There was miscommunication there, but additionally, the payment, well, he had already paid, and I have a copy, he paid in advance, so I didn't make multiple copies of that. But it's basically a continuation of the original agreement. It was signed effective September 9th, going to March 9th of '26, and in that time period, to give you the time to figure out what you want to do with the property. I know there were some other things moving in the background. What the request for today is, there are two that he signed, that there be a motion, and then both of these signed, so that he can get a copy, because he wants an original copy as well. So it would be for the chairman to sign the lease agreement effective the 9th of September 2025. You can probably find the original one somewhere where this was done before, and then it goes through March 9th. So I'm gonna hand that around.
So the main difference is the first right of refusal is removed from the contract, is that correct?
That is removed, yes.
Okay, those are two originals.
Yeah, two originals. And if you remember, that was originally in the original, because the anticipation was there'd be a CHIPS award, and then essentially request to vacate the premises to deal with construction and what needed to occur. Obviously, that didn't occur, and it's being requested to be removed. And then while you're circulating that and looking at it, the the request was also made or question about the pool, and that the county had, been paying for the pool maintenance, but the agreement was that that would be reimbursed. So that is in process. I sent Bart a copy of, what the county's paid for the calendar year 2025, and, he's responded, acknowledged it, said it'll be taken care of, but that's what that is.
Everything else in here about paying their bills and everything else is
Yes.
the same.
Yes. There's an expanded notice requirement. One of the attorneys with, for Bart through the FMLST, did I say that? His company out of Kentucky, there's an attorney in Kentucky who received notice. So I added a sort of a provision where we can send notice by email to designated email addresses, and one of them includes his attorney in Kentucky. That way, we don't have to wait for the mail service that can sometimes delay the notice requirement.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that covers it, Wade.
Was it dated September 9th?
Yes.
Six months lease.
That look okay?
It needs to have the 6 month. Maybe for a period of 6 months commencing September 9th, 2025. If anybody,
That look okay?
that should cover it.
Okay, I'll make a motion to, authorize and direct the chairman to sign on behalf of Coffee County an agreement with SSM for lease of the property at 1234 Old Highway 50, Lebo, for a period of 6 months commencing September 9th, 2025.
I'll second.
Been moved by Thompson, seconded by Peterson. Any further discussion? So I guess this, and obviously the lease spells out that this is just for the house and the surrounding area. This is not for the property. So.
Correct.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Do you have anything else for us, sir?
Today's probably not the day with some of the time commitments. Just to maybe forecast into the future, probably next week. I'm gonna need a 30-minute executive session to talk about. I'm gonna go back in time, and I think Steve and Wade were brand new, well, no, I don't think you were even on the commission then.
Maybe watching, huh?
The salary study that was completed and then that resulted in the pay schedule and that kind of thing. I need to go back in time and maybe provide some legal advice about what happened, how we got to where we were, and then there was also, at the conclusion of that salary study, an HR audit that also was done and had, if you went back and looked, there were probably, Mark probably remembers, about 6 hours of, 5 hours of executive session covering some of the items that were listed within that HR audit that to discuss openly would potentially create a vulnerability and a legal issue for the county, and that's why it was discussed in a closed session. There were some things that needed to be remedied and corrected, and if you were to talk about it here, that it would be something that would create an issue. So that's why that was done. But I think so that each of you is familiar with what's happened and why, and I can provide the legal background on it to then take you into the next step with whatever you want to do with the policy that currently is in place with the county. You just need enough time to be able to sit and listen and then ask questions and digest it. So, and it'll take a while.
We have some homework we could do too, as far as reading the stuff.
Okay. And we've got, sir?
I was gone last Monday and Tuesday. I don't advertise when I'm going to be gone. As a criminal prosecutor for 20 years, if I do that and people watch, then that exposes me and my property when people know I'm not gone, so I won't do that. And I'll tell you after the fact, I had a seminar in Wichita where it's something I attend routinely. It was a DUI conference specific to DUIs and impaired driving. I hope that's okay that I don't tell you ahead of time. I won't do that.
And we do that for the other employees too, and they're gonna be gone, you know, we just pass a paper around and sign it, and they take their trip and tell us about it later.
We initially assumed it was because the Lions lost.
But the Lions, Tigers, and Wolverines all lost. So.
Yeah,
Good luck
it was a
tonight.
bad week.
Good luck tonight. Good luck tonight.
They're gonna need it. So that's all I have for today.
Todd?
What I was gonna say is piggybacking off of what he had, I had you guys, Angie, give you a copy of that
Yes.
study, and you guys probably been reading a little bit on it. It's great reading material, but we need to look at that and kind of shore things up on it.
Yeah. Don't disagree.
I do not have anything additional to add.
Okay.
Nor do I.
Nor do I.
We're batting 100 on this side of the table. Now, what have you got here?
She doesn't have anything either.
Since advanced voting is underway.
Yes,
Yeah,
Say, do what?
advanced voting,
Oh, yes.
good deal.
an hour on it.
You have anything for us?
There's a potato bar across the street.
Okay.
We've heard.
Well, I guess if no one has anything else, we'll adjourn at 12:16. Have a good week, everyone.
You're probably out of potatoes by now.